Rigging your low poly game characters can be a long, boring, and confusing process. So I'm going to walk you through the quickest way to rig your low poly characters inside of Blender. Let's just hop straight in. Okay, so you see we're over in Blender and this is going to be the base mesh that we are going to rig today. So the first thing you're going to need to do is install a add-on. So we're going to go Edit, Preferences, go to Add-ons, and then enable Rigify. Now, if you've ever used Rigify before, you'll know it's an add-on that creates a very complex setup for a rig. Now, we're not actually going to use it for that specific purpose. I'm going to show you why we're doing it as we go along. So go Shift A, go Armature, go to Rigify Meta Rigs, and don't use the normal human. You see, if we add in human, it has all of these extra bones and stuff, has the whole face. What we're going to do is going to add a Meta Rig Basic Human, okay? Now, the reason we are doing this is because going through and naming and actually creating this base rig can be pretty difficult. So using a Rigify rig like this is going to basically speed up our whole workflow just by giving us a basic human rig, and then we can go through and add everything else that we need to throughout this process. The first thing I'm going to do is go over to my rig properties over here, go to viewport display and turn in front on. Basically, as you can see, that puts it in front of our base mesh so we can actually see what we're doing. I'm going to go to edit mode and then I'm going to turn on my X mirror up here in the top right so that what we do gets mirrored across. I'm going to select these pelvis bones and delete them because we don't need them. I'm going to select these chest bones and delete those as well. We don't need them. And then we will go through, actually, let's delete these bottom ones down here and delete these. So now we have a very simple rig that we can go add any extra things we need, but it's a good start. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to object mode and scale down this rig so it fits our character. If it's wildly different, then your character may just be the wrong size. If you want to check how tall your character actually is, press the N key, go to item at the top, and then check how tall he is. You see 1.8 meters tall, which I'm happy with. The Rigify rig is nearly 2 meters tall, which is pretty tall. So just size it to your character if your character is the correct scale. Okay. And you see that already gives us a pretty good start. Now, the quickest way to actually go place these bones is by going to edit mode and turning on the snapping. So I'm going to go up here to the snapping tools and I'm going to change it to volume. Basically what volume does is when you're placing it, it'll place it inside of the mesh. Okay. So if I go zoom in here and have this, you can either leave this little horseshoe magnet on, which means you'll have to press Control to enable the snapping, or you can just turn it on permanently by clicking on the tool here. So now you'll see if I were to just normally move it like this, it will just place it. And then it's not like perfectly in the mesh, depending on how your character moves. But if you just press G, you'll see it snaps directly to the center of that piece. So for example, if this bone is over here and I go place it, you see it snaps perfectly into the mesh, which is really nice. So this is going to be the arm, obviously. Then this is going to be for the hand. And you see the basic MetaHuman only has the hand piece. So we can actually have to go add in the fingers. So to do that, basically, you can go select this end bit, go extrude out to the joint. Now, if you have 2 fingers, you could basically go, if I delete this, if you have 2 fingers, go Shift D to duplicate, and then you'll just have the separate things. So here, bring to there, bring a finger, and then we can Shift D to duplicate that, and then place it along. Make sure that you check the other angles and stuff. But basically, once you have this, we can select these 2, then select the hand, press Control P, keep offset. Okay. So regardless of if you're doing 2 fingers or 1 finger, either just extrude out or you can duplicate it and make these 2 fingers like this. Okay. So then I'm just going to duplicate one of these and then we can place it for the thumb. So we're going to place for the base of the thumb to this joint and then from here to this joint. Cool. And you see there we've got a good start for the hand. But when you are actually rigging a character like this, you need to go name the bones. So luckily, because we use the Rigify one, it has all of these bones named, but we now need to go through and name these. So for example, we're going to go thumb, base. I'm going to go base with a capital, .L. Okay. Now we're doing .L because what we want is to have it mirrored correctly. And you want to have .L on one side and .R on the other. And if you do it this way, then it will save those names. And when you can just click symmetrize and it'll fix both sides. So if this was thumb base, then we can go thumb tip, lowercase thumb tip.l. Okay, and then we can do the same thing here. So I'd usually go something like finger 1 and base.l, and then we can go through here, thumb 1 tip.l. Okay, so you can see how this can be a very long process. So that is the reason why I wanted to do the Rigify one, to go through and save me from having to name every single bone individually. .l. Cool. There we go. So now we have the hand named. Then I'm going to do a little bit of cleanup. Basically, I want to have these two be joined together. So I'm going to go like select both of these and then just scale to 0. And then once I've done that, I can just select this one, Control P, connected. Okay. You see now they are connected to each other, not just parented. Then I can just go basically place this where I want the shoulder to be, and we are good from there. Then this will be the clavicles. So that's just where the shoulder bone or the collarbone works. So it's because your shoulder pivots from here and goes up like this. Okay. Now for the neck, you can see by default, they are separated. So I want to go Control P connected for these. And then I'm going to place the neck at the bottom. And I don't really want to have 2 joints for the neck. I just want to have 1. So I'm going to click this one and go Control X. And that gets us just 1 bone for the neck. I'm going to place it. And then for the top of the head, we can go place it as well. Okay. Now I want to give these proper names because they just do span. So I'm going to go head. This one is going to be the neck. Okay. And then we also down here we have 4 bones. What I usually prefer is having 3, because you have 1 for the chest, 1 for the pelvis, and 1 for the torso. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this bottom one, Control X, and then that gives us just like this. So I'm going to bring it down to like here-ish, and then I'm going to bring this down to there. So then it's like we have the chest, so this will be the bone covering the chest, this will be the bone covering the pelvis, and then this is the one in the middle. Cool. As it, now we can name them. So I'll do it basically, name them based off of what I just said. So pelvis, and then torso, and then chest. Then I need to make sure that we actually have these bones parented correctly. So if I grab the pelvis and rotate, it is actually following. So basically you see this one goes to the top of the bone, which is how it's parented. If it was parented to like something else, like this bone up here, then you'll see it goes up to the top line of that. If that confuses you, which it does for me a little bit, I'm pretty sure there is a way that you can change how it gets displayed. Relations, head. There you go. And now that kind of just makes a little bit more sense to me. So if it points to there, that's because it's following this bone over here. So yeah, if you want to just change that slightly, it helps a little bit. Okay, for the legs, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the top, place it, and then I'm going to select the bottom and place that as well. Now, the reason I do the top and the bottom is because what I want to do is select the 2 of them and get the knee in basically the exact center, especially like from side to side. So I'm going to go select both of these, and then to get the exact center, I can go Shift S, cursor to selected. So now it's getting the median point between these 2. So then I'm going to roughly place it on that line, and you can see it roughly lines up with my knee. And then from side view, you want to make sure that you do have a bend in the knee with the knee going forward. What that allows is when we set up something called RK Laser, it's going to work correctly. So I'll show you what I mean by that. Next thing we need to do, place the toes. I'm just going to go put these over here, and we're good. By the way, if you want to learn how to make your own low poly characters inside of Blender, and also grab this exact character that is actually rigged for you, then you can go check out my low poly characters course, which will be linked down below, the first link in the description. Back to the video. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to press Alt and R on this whole rig. Essentially, what we want is to have these all rotated correctly. So if we check here, like the whole point is if you go into pose mode and select rotation here, you want to check that all of these have a similar axis. You can also preview this inside of edit mode, I believe. So you can check it over here. If you click on axes in the viewport display, so essentially it will show you which way all the bones are facing, and you want to have it consistent. And if you want to change them, you can change the roll. Essentially, it's just like when you're animating, if I check like here, if I go to local on this bone and rotate it, you see it has one axis that I can rotate, and that makes sense. But if I had this rotated to something like this, or what it was at default, which is about here, when I try to rotate, on the local, you can see that to get it going down, I have to rotate on two different axes, you see? So you want to have it like rotated to follow the line that is like going with everything else. And I think try get it to be pretty similar for each one. So you can see like on the knee, we have the x-axis going out and the z-axis going back. So if we rotate it, so it's similar over here. There we go with the base rig. But if you want to animate this correctly and easily, you are not going to be able to like very easily move your hips side to side or anything like that. So what we have to do is set up an arcade for the legs. Now, I'll show you exactly what it does once we have set it up, but let's go into edit mode and get the arcade set up. Actually, before that, we need to get these pelvis correct. What I'll do is the pelvis, I want to get it scaled to 0 on the y-axis. Essentially, the reason I do that is that when we are animating, we can just pull up and down on one axis again. So we want to simplify the axes we're going to animate with. And then I'm just going to position this like just G, Y on this bone up here to get it in good position. And I think now I'm happy with that. Now, as I said, okay. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to select the ankle over here. And I'm just going to go E to extrude and Y and pull it out to the back. Okay. This is going to be our RK bones. So I'm going to select these two and I'm going to go Alt P. And what Alt P will do is clear parent, as you see there. So now this is going to drive the position of our leg RK. So we don't want to have it parented to the leg RK or the leg, you see. So this is going to be renamed to leg rk.l. And then I can copy and I can paste it to the other side, leg rk.r. Now I'll show you how to symmetrize this once we have set up stuff. So if you didn't have the X like mirror on, you see if I've made any changes to this, then what you can do is select everything and go to armature, symmetrize, and you can choose if it's going to be from the negative to the positive, which is the left side to the right side, or usually I'll do positive, which is this side. So this is positive, this is the negative. It's either if you're going this direction or if you're going that direction. You see? Cool. Which we will use later once we've set up the RK because some of this might not go across correctly. Okay, so in pose mode now, I'm going to select the RK bone, then I'm going to select the shin bone, and I'm going to go Shift and I, and you see add RK, target selected bone. So you see that. So now this one has gone yellow. So you want the shin to go yellow, not the RK bone. Now, if you start moving this, you'll see something weird is going on, like everything is moving weirdly, and I'll show you exactly why. If we select this yellow bone, we have a yellow line going all the way to the pelvis. Now, we don't want that because that means our RK is essentially affecting the entire character rig, where we can kind of choose how much is going to be affected over here in the chain length. Chain length is how many bones it affects. If it's on 0, it will go through everything to the base bone. But if we change our chain length to 2, you'll see this yellow line goes up to the top of the leg. If it's on 1, it'll just be one bone. You see like this. If it's 2, then you'll see it goes up to the top of the leg like that. Okay. And you see, this is working a lot more like a normal leg. And if you had your knees too far back like this, then you'll see the base like rotation or like how it moves goes backwards. So that's why I said to have the knee go forward. Okay, so now we can go set up the next thing, which is essentially at some point you see it can break like this. So we need to add something that firstly allows us to point the knee, but also allows Blender to know which direction we want the knee to actually go. So to do that, it's called a pole target. And the easy way to add it in is to select the knee like this, go extrude out on the y-axis like that, select these, Alt P again, clear parent. So again, we're not having it parent to anything, and I can go G, Y and pull it forward. You want to have this quite far forward because you want to essentially be able to have your knee go out like that. So I'm going to pull it quite far forward like that. Then we can name these. So I'm going to call it leg pole target.l. Okay, I'm going back to pose mode. Then to enable this pole target, I'm going to select the RK bone, go to the relations, go pole target. We have to select our rig. So meta rig is our rig. And the bone is going to be pole target, the leg pole target.l. Okay, you see the leg rotates 90 degrees, which we don't want. We want to have it pointing forward. So we're going to change our pole angle to -90. Not sure exactly why it always does this, but yeah. You see now, if we rotate this back and forth, it works correctly. So now we can choose which way this is going to point. And if we go position this, you can see we don't really, unless we have like go above it, you see now it's interfering because it's like going ahead of it. So if we want to pull this even further, you'll see like now it's impossible to go mess this up. Now, I personally like having the poll target parented to the RK. So I'm going to go keep offset. So select this one, then select this one. And you'll see that means like now it's almost, it really lasts because like everything is following like this. Okay. But as you see, the foot is kind of just doing whatever it wants. It's pointing in random directions. How do we get that fixed? Okay. The easiest way to get this fixed is to select this foot over here. Firstly, I'm going to go change this to the bone tab, go to relations and turn inherit rotation off. Okay, you'll see now it's not following the bone above, but if we want this RK to actually control the foot, it's not doing anything like that. So how do we get that to follow the RK bone? Well, I used to go and parent it to the RK bone, but then if you're exporting to a game, they would be separated, which sometimes not good, and it's also parented to the RK bone. So the actual good way of doing this is to go over here to the bone constraints, add a copy rotation, then target metarig bone to the RK. So leg RK.L. Okay. Now you see it's copying the rotation 100% because we added a copy rotation. And the reason is because it's mix replace. What we can do is change it to, I think, after or before original. We just have to test this out and see if we rotate, everything looks fine like that. And there is one, like I know that one of these doesn't work in terms of like if we go to after original, like sometimes it does move it between. You would have to test it out. But yeah, I think these both work fine. But I'm just going to go before original like that. Right, and you see now, if we go change the like move the hips, you can see how much easier this is to do any sort of movement like this. So this is the reason we have set it up this way. And with the poll target like this, if you go rotate your foot side to side, you see the knee follows along. Whereas before, your knee would have like rotated and the knee would have stayed behind. Cool. So now you can see we want to have it obviously do the same on both sides. So what we can do is go to edit mode now, go armature, symmetrize, and we make sure we have plus X to minus X. Go to pose mode, you can see now we have it correctly set up on both sides. And any names we've set up will also have been changed. So this one is thigh1.r. Wow, I think we have some bones on top of each other. Let me go to edit mode. This is thigh1.r. I'm going to delete that. Yeah, we have leg poll target.l, leg poll target.r, and all of those relations we set up are correct and working. Okay, so now you know exactly how to rig your characters from scratch pretty quickly. But you may be making some mistakes that are ruining your character. So click over here to watch that video now.